So I love your business. I love the niche. I love the idea that you have a defendable space, and absolutely brilliant, Jordan. Let's switch gears though. Talk about the entrepreneurship behind building this business. How'd you get the idea? How'd you get your first employee? Were you able to bootstrap since you were in the service industry? Walk us through being an entrepreneur, Jordan.
Sure. So, I mean, Gray Smoke Media kind of came about in a very circuitous manner. I was a radio and television producer that then transitioned into PR, and I opened the agency initially. My first client was the mayor of Toronto, and the second client was this law firm, Diamond and Diamond, that at the time were about 30 people, and now we're 600. And I was providing PR services to people. But what I quickly learned was if I was able to get you on the news at 6 o'clock p.m. or on a newspaper online, I quickly learned that it wasn't just about the PR. Yes, people were reading the articles, etc. But what I learned was there were so many other pieces that were interwoven. For example, if I can get you in the newspaper, that's one thing. But if I can also leverage that for SEO and I can get you a backlink from one of these sites, then you can show up in searches more often. I could also use that for reputation management. When I search your company, what comes up on page one? And I started to learn how all these different pieces of marketing were fitting together, and that a lot of these companies, what they were doing was they were hiring 5 or 6 agencies. They were getting a junior account manager who was 24 years old. There was no symbiosis between the agencies. And so as I worked with Diamond and Diamond and grew that law firm over the past decade, I was saying, okay, well, I've become a expert in SEO. Now I've become an expert in reputation management. Now I've become an expert in this. And then I moved into what's called media buying. So I started managing their ad spend. And so the way that I started my agency was, let's become sort of a Swiss Army knife. Let's be an all-in-one agency where people can come to us. We can offer a white glove service to people where they can text us at 10 p.m. at night for a premium gym, by the way. Of course, that's what comes with it. And then I started hiring people that, you know, it was interesting because the way I hire people is really I sit down with them, and I'm sure you've had this experience as well. There's just a fire in people's eyes when you meet them. Perhaps that's the impetus for that is childhood trauma. Perhaps it's XYZ. Not really of concern to me, but I look at people and I see winners. I can tell if they are going to stay up till 2 a.m, if they believe in what they're doing, if they're just doing it for a salary. So I don't necessarily hire people based on their resume. I hire them based on their constitution, based on what I see in their eyes, what I see in their heart. And that's how I've built the agency. Is I've built people where can I teach you this unique marketing mix that I've come up with that's extremely unorthodox and unlike anything else out there, but it's been used to make millions and millions of dollars for my clients.